Next up, we have Ms. Marilyn Murphy, Special Events Manager from Graceland.
Carolyn wouldn't come up here with me, and I resent that deeply, but I'll try to carry on alone. First of all, my name is Mary Ann Murphy, so sorry, and I do manage the Special Events Department at Graceland. So I was glad to see that Tico kind of got into off-premise attractions and special venues and got away from the voodoo thing, because I didn't know how to follow voodoo. But my team and I handle all after-hours events, meetings during the day. We have a problem with meetings during the day because we don't have dedicated facilities. But we do have actually five event locations, 4 dedicated locations that we can use in the evenings, and then if we use all of them, we can handle groups up to 1,200. Our most popular event location and #1 attraction is the Elvis Presley Car Museum. It is themed along the drive-in movie on a summer night is how it's marketed. It's a full-size drive-in movie screen. Elvis will sing his heart out for you at no charge, or you can use it to put up your own marketing if you want. We have an approved list of 7 different caterers who by no means represent all the good ones in town, but are some of the best. We also had the Pavilion, which I missed. Now we're into Chrome Grill, which is a step down a little from Car Museum, but it's still highly themed. We've got the limo booth. We have car hoods hanging from the ceiling. We have stoplights. We have car hoods and lights and stop and go lights. You're not in Kansas anymore when you're there. Rockabilly's is our smallest diner, and we use it primarily for very small events, 50 or around 50. It also becomes a great dessert station for larger events, and we set up ice cream soda bars in there, and it's another location. Catering and bar, as I started a while ago, we do have 7 different caterers. They range from a barbecue buffet to world-renowned Peabody. So we can do casual meals or dinner served at table by white-gloved waiters. We also have our own liquor license, which took literally an act of Congress in the state of Tennessee for us to get, because we serve at so many locations and they wanted us to have one that covered everything rather than having to buy many. But we finally got it. We can do specialized paraphernalia and memorabilia for your group. You just tell us what you want. This is probably the best of all because we can do private evening tours of Graceland in conjunction with an event. Carolyn does a great job, and a tour of Graceland is exceptional and exciting anytime, but at night it's an experience like no other. So, having run through all of that, and I hope my voice wasn't shaking too bad, we definitely want to invite you to come to Graceland, bring your groups. We'd love to work with you, and come put the magic of Elvis in your next event. Be kind.
Oh, I'm going to be kind.
Okay. Or I'll make Carolyn come up here.
So one of the things I wanted to ask you is, what about, do you ever hold events around the airplane, Elvis's airplane?
We do.
In that little area that the airplane is located?
We do, but that's such a small area. It's just almost too small to use for anything other than, say, an autograph signing or maybe a material distribution place, something like that.
And so what's the most unusual thing that's been done by a group in your area at Graceland that you can think of?
The most unusual thing. Well, aside from Elvis Week, which is unusual in and of itself.
So what takes place during Elvis Week?
Elvis Week we put on an annual basis. That is where we entertain fans from around the world. We do it as a corporate group. It's not individuals. We put on huge events for everyone that comes to visit us during Elvis Week. And some of those can get extremely interesting.
And so, do you know if the CVB puts on technical tours of FedEx?
No.
I was going to ask you.
No,
just
I
the,
really do.
I was
They
going to
do.
ask you. Huh? They do.
They do.
They do. Okay. So that can be done as well, and so okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Any questions from?
Carolyn?
And just and what does it cost to have an Elvis Serenade group?
That is astronomical, because he's not there anymore. Obviously,
How about in spirit? So-
we actually choose, we have got some licensed Elvis tribute artists now, is what they're called. If a licensed performer comes in, we welcome it, and those, needless to say, are quite expensive. As far as just generic ETA, we actually have to discourage those. Not that we don't appreciate the fact that they're out there perpetuating Elvis's memory, but a lot of them are not quite as talented as we wish they were. So that would put us in a position of being judge and jury. So it's easier just to go, no, unless they're licensed. They can't.
And so a typical licensed one would be how much? Just to have an evening, about a couple thousand?
3,000 to 4,000.
3,000 to 4,000?
I would guess.
Okay. All
Don't
right.
get many.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Any questions? Okay. Thank you. Oh, sorry. Pabs? How much is the evening tour was the question.
The mansion tour is $30, which is the same as it is during the day. But we offer a platinum tour in the evening, and that includes the mansion, the car museum, meaning you get to use the car museum as your event venue, and the airplanes, and our little Sincerely Elvis attraction, which changes periodically. So even if you've been there 2 years ago, it will be something completely different when you come again. And that price is $42.
Okay. And then do you incorporate meals into that too?
We absolutely do.
Yeah.
We encourage that. In fact, in the evening, we do not do tours unless they're in conjunction with an event. So y'all bring your groups a little later and let us really, really entertain them in a place like absolutely no other. They have never been to anything like this, I can tell you.
And then what does it cost for a peanut butter and banana box lunch? That was his favorite food, by the way, right?
Actually, we have had that request for years and years, and we really couldn't do it because, as y'all know, anybody that's been involved with catering, peanut butter and banana on bread don't hold up well, you know, But now that we have all these action stations going around that have become popular, came up with the idea of doing a peanut butter bite action station. So the caterers actually prepare them on site, cut them into little bites, stick a frilly little toothpick in there, and off they go. So they can have one or they can have 50 if they want. And that averages around $4.50 a person.
Peanut butter and banana sliders.
Sliders. That's a new one, Ted.
Yeah. So, okay. All right. Marianne, thank you very much. Okay.